Out in the fields the cattle lie, chewing the cud neath a fading sky. Dobbin at manger pulls his hay. Gone is another summer's day. This is the Beach Bards Bonfire, where everyone participates, either by telling a story, saying a poem, singing a song, or just by listening. It is an open forum. Everybody's encouraged to get up and share something they know, as long as they know it by heart. We've got some gear in a donation box over there by the light. We ask for $1 per being, and we hope that everybody will take a turn up here by the fire and share something. Anne-Marie is here. We started this whole thing about 33 years. This is the 33rd year.
33rd summer.
Summer. Mm-hmm. Yep. And of course, last summer there was no. We're back again. And lots and lots of people have stood up here and shared amazing things. And so we keep it going because you never know what's going to happen or what you're going to hear. So we'll take turns with a couple of poems, Anne-Marie and I, for old time's sake, and then we'll sit down and get out of the way and hope that a bunch of you will also take a turn. Started by Taylor Thomas and Terry Wooten and Ray Nargis and Anne-Marie Oomen, who's sitting right over there. And so in that tradition, I'd like to share a poem I learned by Taylor Thomas. It wasn't a rap back when he wrote it in the early 80s or late 70s, or even before when he was a kid, I think he wrote it, but it is now. So this is the good boy rap. This will teach you how to be a good boy. All the ingredients are in this rap. And you can help me by rowing the boat, because it's a rap about going up north to a dock with a rowboat and a screen door, kind of a rap, okay? So help me out. Also, you know what? You can help me out. Every time I say, I'm a good boy, you can holler back, he's a good boy, and I'll feel a lot better. Let's try that. I'm a good boy.
He's a good boy.
There you go. I row my boats and I eat my oats. I feed the minnows and I feed the perch. I climb the willows, I don't peel the birch, 'cause I'm a good boy.
He's a good boy.
I walk on the dock and I jump in the lake. I rinse off my feet, leave no sand on the floor. Quietly close the old screen door and never sit on the couch when I am wet, 'cause I'm a good boy.
He's a good boy.
I don't play with matches. I don't tease the hounds. I don't leave wet towels lying around, 'cause I'm a good boy.
He's a good boy.
I'm a really good boy.
He's a really good boy.
I pick my nose and I flick it in the water. Watch that booger sink like a piece of fish food. I look real deep just to see if they like it. I dig out another and I flick them one more. 'Cause I'm a good boy.
He's a good boy.
I brush my teeth, careful and slow. I catch little turtles, but I let them go. When my favorite grandmother is asleep in her house, I go around tiptoe quiet as a mouse. Sometimes I walk, sometimes I trot. It depends on whether it's cold or hot. I sleep real deep. I swim kind of slow. Sometimes I paddle. Sometimes I roll into the wind, row in. Roll into the wind, row in. Roll into the wind, row in. Roll in. Row in. Roll into the wind, row in. Good boy.
Good boy.
Finger on your chin, on your chin. Put your finger on your chin, that's where the food goes in. Put your finger on your chin, on your chin. Put your finger on your nose, on your nose. Put your finger on your nose, on your nose. Put your finger on your nose, that's where the cold wind blows. Put your finger on your nose, on your nose. Put your finger on your finger, on your finger. Put your finger on your finger, on your finger. Put your finger on your finger, 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 on your finger. Put your finger in the air, in the air. Put your finger in the air, in the air. Put your finger in the air and hold it right up there.
Oh, you got him, Nora.
Put your finger in the air, in the air. All right, good. We got our fingers warmed up. Now we're going to warm up our hands. Oh. Almost heaven, northern Michigan. Sleepy Meadows, Crystal River. Life is old here, older than the tree. his wife, I'll tell you what her lines are.
Look.
It's the same line over and over until the end. His wife is pretty ornery. So you need to be ornery when you deliver this line. So every time Joseph the tailor says, "Oh, honey, what am I going to do?" Then his wife says in her most ornery, persnickety voice, repeat after me, "Throw it away." Throw it away. Okay, well, watch the story, because at the end, when there's nothing to throw away, all of a sudden his wife gets happy and she gets a smile on her face. And that time, when he says, "Oh, honey, what am I going to do?" his wife says, repeat after me, "You can't make something out of nothing."
You can't make something out of nothing.
Joseph was a tailor, so he sold all the clothes for all the people in all the town. And when the gypsy wagons came to the market square with material, here comes Joseph and his wife from the tailor shop, and they look at all the material for all the people in all the town. They look at the cotton, they look at the wool, they look at the fleece, they look at the percale, they look at everything for all the clothes for all the people in all the town. Joseph's wife, she found one material, a big bowl. She lifted it up and looked at it. It was orange and green and purple and puce and chartreuse and yellow and black and white. She hated that material, so she put it back down. A little later, Joseph, he came and he found that same bowl, and he lifted it up and he looked at it and he said, "No, maybe I'm making something out of this too." So off they go to the tailor shop, and one day Joseph takes a material that his wife hated, and he sewed 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 and he made himself a nice jacket. Every day he takes the jacket off the hook, he puts on the jacket. As he goes out the door, he says, "Bye-bye, honey." His wife, she looks and sees, guess what? She hates that jacket. One day Joseph comes home from work. "Oh, honey, look at my jacket. Oh, no, it's got big holes in the elbows. Oh, honey, what am I going to do?"
Throw it away.
Throw it away. Why should I throw it away? I'm a tailor. So Joseph, he sewed and 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 he made himself a nice vest. Should I throw it away? I'm a tailor. So Joseph, he sewed and 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 he made himself a nice necktie. Every day he puts on the necktie. As he goes out the door to work, he says, "Bye-bye, honey." His wife, she looks and sees, guess what? She hates that necktie. One day Joseph goes to a party in the village. They give him a bowl of mustard soup. Somebody else, they give him a spoon with a hole in it. Joseph comes home from the party. "Oh, honey, look at my necktie. It's all crusted with the mustard. Honey, what am I going to do?" Throw it away. Why should I throw it away? I'm a tailor. So Joseph, he sewed and 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 he made himself a nice handkerchief back in his pocket. Every time he gets allergies in the spring, out comes the handkerchief. Back in his pocket. One day Joseph, he comes home from work. "Oh, honey, look at my handkerchief." It's disgusting. Honey, what am I going to do?
Throw it away.
Throw it away. Why should I throw it away? I'm a tailor. So Joseph, he sewed and 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 he made himself a nice button. He put the button on the trousers he wears to work every day. Every day he got those trousers on. He goes out the door to work. He says, "Bye-bye, honey." His wife, she looks and sees, guess what? She hated that button. One day Joseph comes home from work. "Oh, honey, oh no, I lost my button. I've been from the shop to the pub, to the house, to the shop, to the pub many times. It's gone forever." His wife gets a smile on her face. And this time when Joseph says, "Honey, what am I going to do?" his wife says,
You can't make something out of nothing. Nice.
"You can't make something out of nothing." Joseph, he thinks and 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 he thinks, I know. I'm making this story. I'm making this story about the jacket and the vest and the necktie and the handkerchief and the button. And he tells the story to me, and he says I can tell the story to you. So now it goes on again like that, you know. But now that you know this story, one thing you must always remember: never tell this story to Joseph's wife, because guess what? She hates this. And I'm going to make it easier on you. I'm going to play a song on my cornet with one finger in between the story. The story is from the 19th century classic American story called Little Orphan Annie. The music is from the 20th century from Dizzy Gillespie, and it's called Dizzy Atmosphere, which is pretty true. Orphan Annie's come to our house to stay, to wash the cups and saucers up and brush the crumbs away, shoo the chickens off the porch, dust the hearth and sweep, make the fire, bake the bread, and earn her board and keep. And all us little children, when the supper things is done, we gathers around the kitchen fire and has the mostest fun, listening to the witch tales that Annie tells about, and the goblins. That'll get you. If you don't watch out. Once there was a little boy who wouldn't say his prayers, and when he went to bed at night away upstairs, his pappy heard him holler, his mammy heard him bawl. When they pulled the covers back, he wasn't there at all. They searched him in the bathroom, in the hallway, in the press. They searched him up the chimney flue and everywheres, I guess. But all they ever found was just his pants and little belt. Because those goblins.
Oh. Those goblins.
We'll get you. If you don't watch out. Once there was a little girl who loved to laugh and grin, make fun of everyone and all her blood and kin. And once when there was company and old folks was there, she mocked them and she shocked them and she said she didn't care. And when she went to click her heels and go to run and hide, there were two great big orc things standing by her side. They snatched her through the roof before she knew what she was about, because those goblins. We'll get you. If you don't watch out. So, little Orphan Annie says, when the blaze is blue, and the lamp wick stutters, and the wind goes, ooh, and the crickets quit, and the moon turns gray, and the lightning bugs and dew is all squenched away, you better mind your parents, and your teachers fond and dear, and cherish those that loves you, and dry the orphan's tear, and look to the needy ones that clusters all about, or the goblin.
Uh-oh, watch out.
We'll get you. Goblins.
Watch out for that.
We'll get you. The goblins will get you. If and you don't watch out. Watch out.
Yeah, in a baseball hat, stands in the field with his ball and bat. He said, I am the greatest player of them all, puts his bat on his shoulder and tosses up the ball. Here we go. And the ball goes up and the ball comes down, swings his bat all the way around. The world's so still you can hear the sound as the baseball falls to the ground. Little boy doesn't say a word, picks up the ball, he's undeterred. He said, I am the greatest that there has ever been. And he grits his teeth and he tries it again. Join me this time, please. And the ball goes up, good, the ball comes down, swings his bat all the way around. The world's so still, still can be. The baseball, no. Okay.
I haven't rehearsed a lot today, so I'm going to start with the old standards that I think I can recall after almost 2 years without saying them. And I just want to say, first of all, thanks to Fuzz, who's been doing the Children's Hour with Norm for so many years, and we're so grateful to both of you. Yeah. Oh, indeed.
Do it to my heart.
Warning. When I am old, I shall wear purple and a red hat that doesn't suit and doesn't go. And I shall spend all my money on brandy and summer gloves and satin slippers and say, we've no more money for butter. I shall sit down on the pavement when I am tired and press alarm bells and gobble up samples in shops and run my stick along the public railing and make up for the sobriety of my youth. I shall wear my slippers in the rain, pick flowers from other people's gardens, and learn to spit. You can wear terrible shirts or grow more fat. You can eat 3 pounds of sausage at a go, or nothing but bread and pickle for a whole week, and you can hoard things. Oh, pens and pencils and beer mats and boxes. But now is the time when we must have clothes that keep us dry and not swear in the streets and have friends to dinner and read the paper and set a good example for the children. But maybe,
Yes, we're here.
just maybe, I ought to practice a little, at first, so that my friends who know me are not so shocked and surprised when I am old and start to wear purple.
Did you write that?
No, that's a Jenny Joseph poem. Yes, thank you for asking, though.
Did you wear purple on purpose?
I do. I do indeed. Do you have another
When
tongue
I'm
twister?
old. Well, here's a poem about that subject, that old subject by Jim Harrison. It's called Seven in the Woods. Am I as old as I am? Maybe not. Time is a mystery that can tip us upside down. Yesterday, I was 7 in the woods, a bandage over my blind eye, and a bedroll Mother had made me so I could sleep out in the woods far from people. A garter snake glided by without noticing me. A chickadee landed on my big toe, so light she wasn't believing. The night had been long, the treetops thick with 1,000,000,000 stars. Who was I, half blind on the forest floor? Who was I at age 7? 63 years later, I can still inhabit the body of that boy without thinking of the time between. It is the burden of life to be many ages without seeing the end of time. Jim Harris.
Whoa.
And then here's the poem that a friend shared once on social media, and I loved it right away, and it got me through the past year and a half, 2 years that we could not do this. It's by John O'Donohue. Let's see if I can read it. Well, I'll think of it while Anne-Marie does it.
Oh, thanks for
I
putting
got to
me on
remember
the
the
spot.
first line.
Yeah, the first line is always the hardest, and I'm sitting here thinking the same thing. But he set up the theme, so we've got theme of years and age, and this is Nadine Stair. There are many versions of this that float around, and this is the one that I know, I think. Hello, my name is Nadine Stair, and I am 85 years old today. I know who you are. You're the young folks. Recently, one of you young folks asked me a question. Good question. You asked me what I would do if I had my life to live over again. If I had my life to live over again, I'd make more mistakes next time around. I'd relax. I'd limber up. I'd be sillier than I have been this trip. I'd climb more mountains and I'd swim more rivers. I'd eat more ice cream and less beans. Perhaps I would have more actual troubles, but I would have fewer imaginary ones. You see, I was one of those people who was sensible and sane hour after hour and day after day. Oh, I've had my moments. But if I had to do it over again, I'd have more of them. In fact, I'd have nothing else, just moments, one after another, instead of living so many years ahead of each day. You know, I was one of those people who was always prepared for everything. I had a thermometer and a hot water bottle and a raincoat and a parachute. If I had my life to live over again, I would travel lighter next time around. If I had my life to live over again, I would go barefoot earlier in the springtime. And I'd stay that way later in the fall. And I'd go to more dances. I'd go to more dances and I would pick more daisies. I'd pick more daisies.
Oh,
Does it get better than this?
The Irish poet John O'Donoghue. This is kind of my COVID call. Now is the time to be slow. Lie low to the wall until the bitter weather passes. Try as best you can not to let the wire brush of doubt scrape from your heart all sense of yourself and your hesitant life. If you remain generous, time will come good, and you will find your feet again on fresh pastures of promise where the life will be kind and blushed with beginnings.